It's the Scott and Steve Show on Lakeland's Lake Event Radio. Scott and Steve.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good afternoon. Lunchtime.
Is there anybody here today?
There's a couple of people still taking finals, I believe, on campus.
I wish them well.
Bowling day is Friday, I believe. Friday's bowling day down C wing, B wing, A wing. You take your pick.
There'll be many lanes open for play.
A lot of lanes open there on Friday, so we look forward to that. But we want to welcome everyone to the Scott and Steve Show.
Good morning,
Steve. Welcome back, man. It's been a couple weeks.
It
you
has
do it
been.
all right?
I can't remember. I haven't been back since the Michigan loss.
It's been a while. It has been since just before
Bengals.
that.
Do you say Bengals? I think you said bagels. I'm like, I didn't have any bagels.
Yes.
The Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, this is an abbreviated show today. We
definitely not a good
that.
year for my Cincinnati Bengals. They're obviously in the basement, courtesy of a tie between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So,
well, they do get to play each other though one more time. Yeah, and that'll be
one more time
in Cleveland. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out. Yeah. Cleveland though, big win. Last week was This was the game changer, season changer
Chargers?
for me. No, Cleveland. They won.
I know.
Oh,
they played the Chargers.
Oh,
or who'd they play?
they played Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
why I
you're
thought-
wrong too.
Oakland?
No.
Who?
Jags.
Panthers.
Oh, Carolina
yeah,
Panthers. That's right.
Yeah, what's
I
up with
know.
Cam Newton, man?
Yeah, I forgot
don't know.
about that.
Yeah, we didn't really watch, to tell you the truth. I didn't watch.
I did see the end, and I think I texted you right when it ended. We got 5, baby. We got 5. That's all I care about. We got our 5, and
Well,
so
I sent them the thing on Facebook. Hey, man, Matt. The same thing.
see, I'm not a Facebooker. I'm still not a Facebooker,
Don't do
so
it, dude. Don't do it.
You know, it doesn't bother me. You can send all the Facebook you want.
Don't do it. The
It has
fad
no
is-
impact on my
No,
life.
I just
Just
sent it back to your, or send it to your
The
email.
fad and the creativity of Facebook is long since gone. It's nothing but bickering and how political things are, and
Awesome.
you know,
awesome.
or you know,
Or you just don't pay
food
attention
would
to that.
what food would you give up if you couldn't eat it for the rest of your life? Thing quizzes. It's turned really juvenile.
Yeah, no, I'm not into
So-
that at all.
I do go on for good doses of drama.
Okay.
It's good for that.
All right.
No, I don't pay much time or into the whole thing of what everyone's posting.
All right.
Go on, do whatever, do my things, get off.
Well, I don't even do that. So I get to spend that extra time contemplating life as
Right.
a result. So it's much more fun for me. But anyway, dinner, drinks.
Yes, B-dubs.
I'm very excited about the opportunity to. I think I'm going to go a week without eating just to see what I can
Right.
pack in that
Yeah.
night. No, I wouldn't do that to you. But I am looking forward to the
Maybe
opportunity.
we can incorporate it into maybe a bowl game. Maybe nothing that's too obviously
Yeah,
important.
we can do that. Yeah.
Maybe one of the evening games or something like that.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it too. It's kind of a win-win for me.
Oh,
well,
it's a
it's
good-
more of a win. Well, it's a win.
It's all good, man.
Win-win,
Yeah,
you
it'll
know?
be good. It's
So,
all good time. It's all
some
good time.
brouhahas and some.
Except when it comes
hey,
to
when you were at
swallow
Hooley,
it.
did you ever have those tater tots there?
Oh, the tater tots
know.
are good.
To
They're
die for.
really
To
good.
die for.
Yeah, I like those. Those definitely are not good for me, but I love them.
I know. They are
love 'em.
fantastic.
They are.
If you've never had them, Jeremiah, you got to check them out.
Oh, tater tots are the
Nah.
best.
Tater tots at the
Never
Hooley
really been
House.
there.
Oh, you never been to Hooley House?
Melted cheese, scallions. They got
Ooh.
chopped up corned beef on them. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah. And if you don't like all that, you can get them. I mean, you can
Plain.
go as far as plain too. I mean, but
Right.
they're tater tots. at
That is
Hooley
like
House,
kind of front and center for me on their menu.
They're very good, very good. I also like their Hooley hunks. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I try to tell my wife I get healthy. I'll have Hooley hunks on top of a salad.
There you go.
You know, with some blue cheese dressing.
Oh, well, that's out the window now.
And if I can get tater tots too, that's even better.
Right.
And that's my healthy things. I did
awesome.
have salad in there somewhere. So yeah,
Some representative of the salad. We got lettuce.
that's right. We
got
got.
the,
That's
got the-
right.
Got the hero of the
With some
salad
garlic bread
dish.
and stuff. You know?
Croutons, croutons.
Yeah, croutons. Oh yeah, it's all good stuff. But
Oh.
yeah, man, Hooley House is good from that aspect. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. We got to find a date, and
Yeah.
that'll be good.
All right, so the big thing is this. Obviously, we all know Urban Meyer's set to retire after their bowl game.
Yep.
Or sometime.
God bless you. Good luck,
sometime.
Urban. We had a big discussion on this last week.
Do you not find it ironic, though? He always seems to incorporate some kind of health issue after a big scandal before he retires.
If he is seriously having major health issues, then I do feel bad for him. I don't wish ill will on him.
Oh, no,
You know
no,
what
I
mean?
don't either.
But if
It's
you
just,
have a big giant cyst on your brain
you mean a spider cyst?
or whatever,
I don't know if it was giant, but
well,
obviously not
regardless,
giant enough to keep you off the sideline.
Right.
But
right. And that's it. But yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not saying, like you said, I'm not,
No one wishes ill will.
right. It's
but
just ironic how,
convenient.
when he was in Florida,
Yes.
scandal,
Yep.
health
Stress.
reasons,
Yep.
I got to retire.
Yep.
Ohio State comes knocking. Oh, yeah, it's been my lifelong dream to coach for Ohio
That's right.
State.
That's right.
Sure. Scandal, medical issue, retire.
Yeah.
well, it could be a bucket list thing. When Ohio State did come to this thing of, well, I'll do it for a few years,
I'll go.
get out of it.
I'll meet you halfway with that. I mean, you do have an institution like Ohio State. Who can say no? I mean, honestly.
Well, if you're
I mean,
having
Ohio State-
serious health
well,
issues,
that's true
then,
too. You know, you got to weigh
Well,
out your
it was a
options.
few years break in between that.
Yep.
So
Sure, I get it. I mean, if Ohio State came knocking Scott and said, "Hey, you know what? We like what you're doing up at the LCC. Would you come down to OSU and be our
I'd
AD?"
say no because I'm not an Ohio State fan.
It doesn't matter
Go
if you're a fan, man.
Lakers.
Well, my fanship can be bought. What are we talking here?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean-
Would they allow us to bring the radio show to Ohio State? I
We would
guess
most
what I'll-
likely, if we couldn't go there, we'd definitely have to syndicate.
Okay, if they're gonna, that would be part of my contract.
Right.
Without
Right.
that, I don't know if I could be.
I mean, we would have to move the exact replica of
Right.
the Lake Effect radio studio maybe into the press boxes at the Horseshoe
Yeah,
and
that'd
have
be
our
nice.
show live there.
right. We could have it on game day when they're having
Right.
when they're playing Michigan.
Right.
I think we certainly would have enough viewership to
I think
bring
we
that
would
in there.
too.
That'd be
I think
awesome.
we would.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Mr. Harbaugh is sticking around, which
I like that. I like that.
It was 60-40 for me. 60 staying. There was that 40%. Like, yeah, he could
chances.
go.
Except when will they actually hire a coach to play that last game in the year?
I think Harbaugh is the answer. I
mean,
it hasn't happened yet. I give you that, but I think he is the answer there. It's just a matter of time.
Right.
It's a matter of time.
I mean, we didn't lose to like a Purdue. We actually lost to like Notre Dame, who's in a championship game.
Right.
And we lost to Ohio State, who everybody's happy they're the Big Ten champions, but going
Right.
nowhere.
Right.
So
Big Ten again is left out. How does that happen?
I think it's fair, though. I think it's right. Now, I'm not saying the structure is currently right.
Right.
But I do think
Well, they're not a top 14.
They need to go to a round robin.
Right.
They really do. I mean, if
Yep.
basketball can do it, football can do it.
I do not think it would impact their educational studies. The reason why they don't do it.
Well, how does it
that-
how does it not impact the educational studies in the whole middle month of March?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't see it as a big issue, especially when, quite honestly, finals are done anyway.
Right.
They could play in December.
They're on break.
Yeah, they could play in December.
Right.
And I think they'd be okay.
Right.
Now, of course, all those players who are going to the NFL who are sitting out the rest of the season, sitting out the bowl games, what would you do then? Oh, my gosh, you know what I mean? You have
Right.
to make a decision there. But, in my mind, they should be at 8 right now. There's absolutely no reason not to be at 8, But that's my opinion. But what, you think they should be or should not be?
It's going to take probably at least another 2, I would say another 2 to 3 before they actually start adding on to that.
Well, it's whenever their contract has ended up in their current structure. I know that's out there. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but there's a contract the way it's set up based on the bowl games and all that kind of stuff. Once that contract is done, that's when if they're going to do an expansion, that's when it'll happen. You know, I mean.
So, but I don't know if they'll go to 8 right off the bat.
Well, what would they do?
They have to double it.
You can't go to 6 if that's what you're thinking. You can't give 2 teams
It's
a
either
bye.
4, 8, 16.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, they could feasibly do 16.
They could.
I wouldn't
That's a
go.
That would be a
little
lot.
I wouldn't
extreme.
go
That would be
more
a
than
lot.
that, but
No.
they could do it.
That's
Right.
way too extreme. 16.
Why? Started a little bit earlier. It could still end on the
Well,
same way.
16
4 weeks.
teams in and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you already rank them top 25. So what difference does it make? You seed them out.
That should be served like the elite.
No. Because you got conferences from people that, quite honestly,
UCF,
never
I forgot.
No, but
US has been screwed 2 years in a row.
But that's a valid point, though. You got teams that never play each other,
Right.
That could give them a run for the money. I think.
sure.
I think some of these big schools actually make out in the fact that they don't want to happen like what. I know I'm talking Big Ten here, but what happened with Ohio State and Purdue?
Right.
You
They
know?
don't want that. Well, let's be honest. None of those schools are going to place UCF at UCF.
Right.
They'll play them at home.
Sure.
Get them on a neutral site. Because, I mean, say what you want. UCF, they've got one.
They're still undefeated.
They lost their primary quarterback, but offensively, they're one of the best offensive teams in the country. Hands down. You can't argue that. You know what I mean? You cannot argue that they're not one of the best.
They
They just
go
don't get the
versus
respect.
Bama, they'll be torched.
As will 99% of the other teams. I mean, okay, Alabama's
No,
good.
it's some that can actually have a chance.
Well, we'll find out, I guess.
I'm not bringing up stuff just to rile you up, but here's a good example. Now we could talk about UCF, but
What about the
2
fact-
years ago, what about Ohio State, who never showed up against Clemson, 38 to nothing,
Right.
like to nothing, and that should have never happened.
Right.
You know, so anything can happen, and I know you know that, but
Well, no,
They
you
need
look
to-
at Bama a few years ago. Third string QB comes in and torches them.
Jalen Hurts came back in a week
yeah, but,
ago or 2
but
weeks
Bama's,
ago.
Bama's third
and
string quarterback, right, is probably maybe what some Division II starters would be.
Right. I think the key is that Bama's. I don't care who the quarterback is. You got a line. You got receivers.
Right.
You're handing off. You make a few passes. I mean, it's. I agree. I would love to see it go to 16. I would
Yeah.
love that. And then there would be no excuses.
Right.
I mean, if you're ranked 17th, 18th, okay, great. You're playing number one anyway.
Well,
you got a
even
chance
still,
to get
yeah,
through our
if you
left.
go and the 16, people are going to go and say, well, why don't you have the whole top 20 playing and blah, blah, blah.
Why would a 16 team say that?
Well, no, the top 20.
Well, it's again, you can't
You
have
can't.
you
You're never
can't have
gonna
20.
It has to be in
Satisfy-
multiples of 4.
Yeah,
You're
it
not
can't
going
be
to
20.
satisfy everyone. Well, that would be multiple of 4.
No,
No.
4, 8, 16,
32.
Double. You'd keep doubling it.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah. 16 at least would allow. I mean, I agree with you. They're not going to go to 16, but I do think that certainly would eliminate any.
If it was
question.
basketball, yeah, they could do that easily. Football, can't see it.
Well, what is the hard part of it?
Because you think week to week and that, how long that would just draw out.
Okay, so you've got 16 teams.
You really want,
One week is down to 8, 2 weeks is down to 4, 3 weeks is down to 2, and you haven't changed it. So that's a month, right?
For about 4 weeks.
How long is Christmas break? How the
For a
holiday
university?
break for the
Well, it
university?
depends.
It's about a month.
Yeah,
About a month.
How
a little
about
more.
that? It could happen.
Well, here we only have 4 weeks.
Well, that's about a month.
So-
That's my point. Is it could happen very easily? It could happen. It could fit right in. Teams are done playing in the last weekend in November, right? First week in December, second week December, third week in December. January is your championship.
Right.
It could happen. I don't think it will happen, but it could
But
happen.
the thing, if he would do it like beginning of December, you overshadow the other bowls that are going on that are the
You get rid
lesser
of 'em.
value.
I think you get rid of
Whoa,
them.
you get to understand this is the bigger picture because now you're
Those
name-
bowls then become those championship games.
That's exactly right, which is what they do now.
Well, no, I mean all the other ones. Let's say you have right now, the
Right.
different little max schools playing whatever.
The
all
camping
that.
bowl,
Yeah,
No,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
camping poinsettia, whatever.
But what he's saying, what we're saying though,
All
is those
those.
bowls then become those games.
Exactly. That's exactly how it works. That's how it works now.
All those bowls are is just to satisfy sponsors. Okay,
Right.
they don't.
Oh, I know that.
They don't mean anything.
Right.
Especially when you get out of the top 4, maybe even the Rose, depending on which one they grant the championship to.
Right.
Right. When
When
you
you're-
have like Outback now does what? Outback spot. I mean, Tostitos usually is the Fiesta.
Right.
Can't remember what, but I mean, you get to, like you said, the Camping World Bowl.
I mean, there's a gazillion of them.
the Fifth Third Bank Bowl. Why?
Right.
Because they wanted to throw some money at a game.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean
Exactly.
anything.
Right. Heck, they came in find enough teams to play in the bowl games that are 500 half
Oh,
the
they
time.
go deep.
You know,
Yeah, they
I
go
mean,
real deep.
If you're 500, you're in. Is that something to be
Proud of.
proud? Yeah. Is that something to say that's excellence? I mean, you're 500, man. And let's be honest, if you're a major Division I, those 500s, half those
didn't-
some of those 500s against some weak teams.
When I was a kid, I mean, you didn't have those bowls. You just had the 4, maybe
Right.
the 5. I mean, I don't.
right. You had the Rose
You
Bowl.
had Cotton Sugar Rose
Yep.
Fiesta. Maybe not even
the
Fiesta.
Georgia
Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
4 or 5, but they were all on New Year's Day or the day after,
Right.
or that stretch.
stretch, right.
It never started the second week of December. It's like,
Right.
what bowl is this?
right. Yeah. It could be done. It could be done. It won't. I don't think it will be done, but it could be done. 8, I think, is a possibility. I do think 8 will
8.
happen.
Yeah.
Then the pack will get a team in. I
Right.
think they'll go to the top 5 conferences, and then they'll have to find the 3 at large somehow. Now, what'll be interesting is
See, I don't think that. Just take the top 8 ranked. Don't even worry about what the conferences
Nah,
represent.
I don't think they'll do that, though.
But that's the way. That's the way. Then don't rank them at all. Then
well, that
then
might
don't
be,
rank 'em at
that
all.
might be part of it. That might
you know
that
what I
might
mean.
be part
You
of
just
it.
grab
Right.
from
Because
those
is the
conferences.
pack in the top 8?
No.
I can't remember if Washington finished in the top 8 or not, but they may not.
No, they thought 10th.
Okay.
I
That could
wanna
be,
say-
but to that point, it's. But I don't see it happening
But
that
see,
way.
I mean, if you're going to keep it fair, then you
Right.
establish it one way or the other.
Right.
That way, there's no qualming and
Right. because looking at it, so is your Big Ten conference champ would be the team that would go. I would assume as
Right.
an example. At least it would make that game mean something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. But it's a crazy time for that. But
Oh,
yeah.
9th.
They finished up 9th. But
Yeah.
I do think if they do it, they're going to say all top 5 and then 3,
Right.
whatever. I do.
But
see
then who are
that.
the 3?
Well, that'll be it. You look at the rankings. You look at God knows what.
It's just easier to just take top 8 based on the rankings,
Mm-hmm.
the final rankings.
Right. But yeah,
That way,
we'll see.
that way, you quite honestly can get anybody in. Anybody could make it.
God help them if they have 3 SEC teams, 2 from the ACC.
But what does that tell you then as a Big Ten team? Man, we got to get better as a conference.
There you go. There
As a
you
conference,
go.
we got to get better. We got to
Right.
be competitive. This SEC is just ripping us up.
Right.
If you already know you got a shoe in for whatever team, in every conference is going to be represented.
Right.
Conference, hey, we're already going.
Right. We have a rep.
Yeah.
We have a rep. No, I agree with you. If they're going to do it the right way.
I mean, let's be honest. The Big
Yeah.
Ten hasn't really been as powerful as they used to be 20 years ago.
Right.
I mean, the SEC popped up. Even the Pac popped up for
Brief.
brief
When Oregon
moment.
was good there for a
Oregon
little bit.
popped up. Washington had a little stint for 2 to
Yep.
3 years.
Yep.
But the
Yep.
Big Ten has not been represented.
Nope.
I think it's going to be changing within the next few years.
It's
Well,
hard
when
to
that
say. dude.
Northwestern and that, they're starting
No,
to
you
build.
can't, but you can't say that though. I mean, it's all cyclical.
What's going to change?
Recruiting is cyclical.
Well, no, with like Northwestern, they came out of nowhere. And that they have a program. It's going to get better in the upcoming, I would say, 2 years.
So you're saying that if I hear you correctly, what you're saying is that the other programs within those conferences are slowly improving. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah,
They may have had a year. They might even have a couple years in a row that'll be decent. But they're so far behind in my eyes that
I'm going to tell you something right now. That division that
Well,
you
they were
watched,
really
that
behind.
division that you watched Northwestern be good because they played Ohio State.
Right.
That division's horrible.
Right.
They put every good team in the Big Ten into one division.
Right.
At least a big top 3 out of 4. Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State are all in the same division.
And I'd go so far as throwing Penn State in as the last
Is Penn
one.
State in the other one?
No, they're in
They're
that.
not. Yeah, and that's the 4th one.
Right.
That division is stacked to the point where Northwestern can make it to the Big
That's
Ten
right, and they look
championship.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeremiah's just doing some research for you
I know
active
it.
listeners. I am going to have to boogie here shortly. Gotta pay you guys here so you can run down and get your vittles that I owe you. I think I do get a soda
was.
somewhere.
Yeah, you do.
Is that my soda that I have to buy him, or is it yours? I thought I did
had
all
to
my
look-
paying up. I thought I
my
paid all my
phone's
stuff
in
up
the
last
other
week.
room.
Hang on, I got it here in my phone.
right.
Yeah, my phone's back there.
All right.
Do a brief little wrap up.
All right.
Let's see.
So anything else going on that we need to talk about as things progress here? And we had a pretty big discussion on Mr. Hunt last week, and the fact that he is no longer in the NFL for a little while.
And Northwestern, they're not
I would say
completely
probably
bad
for
underdog.
I would actually say in this climate, I don't think he'll be back.
That's what the discussion we were having last week.
Yeah.
I said he'll be back next year.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I think so. I think he'll be back next year.
If it was possibly that singular incident,
All right.
yes. Apparently, Mr. Hunt has a problem with his aggression.
Right.
And there's multiple incidents now that are rising to the surface.
Right.
Yeah.
He's damaged goods.
We'll see. We'll see. I still think he'll be back next year.
Well, especially with the 3, God knows still yet if it's other things still going to
Right.
pop out of the woodwork.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
And it's a literal thing.
I really think that Kansas City knew everything.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow they maybe caught wind that it was going to break, and then they fired him.
Right.
Listen, you mean to tell me, as an NFL team, and the money you have as an investigators, you didn't look into this that well enough to say, "Do you guys have any video?"
Well, no,
Yeah.
even
That's the first thing that happens in our department. You got any video?
Right. Right.
well, no. If you think one thing, if Hunt, what was that? His hotel or residence,
hotel.
whatever, and that. Come on, you'd never notice probably that little dome
Well,
up
time
there
out,
in
time out. Are you talking he didn't notice it?
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's a football player now.
Right. Right.
Well,
doesn't
anyone
care.
realizes that nowadays.
But
I
it's
can
so
go walk down there.
Jeremiah,
in
it's
a
so
building
common
and
they just
poke 'em
blend
out.
in. First off, it's so common they blend in. Number 2,
Not
he doesn't
really.
care. He is a football star now. He is a quote unquote god. Can do whatever he wants. All right, let's get back to the bet.
All right.
I lost the pizza bet.
Then the
Actually,
other
me
one.
and Scott both did.
Yeah,
we
I
both
paid-
took Michigan.
I paid off last week.
Okay, so I owe him a pizza. Well, I owe you both chips.
Not the small bag, the big bag.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes, because I put large.
Yeah.
Soda. I won. Oklahoma beat West Virginia.
Okay. So
And then-
do I owe that, or who owes that?
Oh, I don't care.
Well, based on the sheet there, who owes what?
Yeah.
Well, you both owe me a Coke then, apparently.
Okay.
Okay.
Diet.
Diet Coke.
Okay.
And then
I got one in my office.
Scott actually won, dude. Rangers fell.
I know.
Oh, that's
know.
right. I already took care of
Oh,
that.
you will appreciate this.
So I owe you
Chips.
chips in a candy bar, and I owe you pizza.
and chips.
Chips. Yes. Okay.
And we owe you a soda.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys want the cash? Because I might have to boogie. I don't know if I'll have
Whatever.
time to actually stop down there.
Let me say this to you, though, is New Year's Day game, hockey.
But
It's at Notre Dame.
I know.
I think I'm going.
Are you really?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
I'm almost 100% sure that I'll be going.
I went to the one in the big house.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was a great time.
That's awesome.
And then I even went to the one up in the big house already for the Winter Classic. But then a couple years ago, it was called the Big Chill. When
Right.
Michigan
I
played
remember
Michigan
that.
State.
Yep.
That was a good one. And then I actually saw Michigan play Ohio State hockey at Progressive Field.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, that's right. That was the
Back in
thing.
2012.
Yeah, I
That
think it's Chicago, Philadelphia. I think played
yeah,
there.
I'm looking
So,
forward to it. I love the Winter Classic.
Yeah,
I love it.
I've never been to it, so I'm kind of.
Have you ever been to Notre Dame?
Yeah, I've been to Notre
been to Notre
Dame.
Dame Stadium?
Yeah, I've been to
Okay.
Notre Dame. I just have not been. I've been to their new rink. Their new rink
And you know
is
what's
nice.
amazing?
but
you
the
know,
outside will be interesting.
my first one, I was just like, how are you going to see? Believe it or not, you can see a hockey rink pretty well in a football stadium
Okay.
and see the puck.
Okay.
You know,
All
they
right.
do a good job centering
Centering
it. So,
Right.
you know, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, you're only going to see it when it's on this half of the ice.
Right.
Nah, not really. You can see it pretty
Okay.
good. And the cameraman, obviously, on a Jumbotron. So,
Right.
it's a good time.
Okay.
It really is.
I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. But yeah, we'll be heading out there. Whole fam, I think, is going.
Nice.
My daughter won't be able to.
Okay.
But everyone else, I think, is there. Daughter's off to Europe this week. She
Okay.
flies out, plays in Germany, Austria, and Italy. They play 4 national teams out there.
Right
so
on.
She's pretty excited, so it'll be good.
Any
So
Olympic hopes?
nah, man,
No?
that's not realistic.
Okay.
Not realistic for
Okay.
her, but you know, still,
You never know.
she's having a good time. She's loving playing. So
Very
get her
good.
through. So.
Well, I'm going to say peace out, guys. I
All right,
hate
man.
to do that to you, but I do
Let's
have
roll.
a meeting at 1.
Lakers are on the road this week, so good luck, Lakers. You're on the road this weekend. Want good luck to you guys, and we will see everyone after the new year. I'll walk down with you, man. We'll get
Okay.
it done. All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a good one. Go
Bye-bye.
Lakers.
We'll see. Wait. Time out.
We here next week?
We're probably just going to take off
Okay.
and reconvene maybe the week before classes start to maybe shake off
That
some
works.
cobwebs.
All right.
But can we go back to the 9 o'clock slot?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, we need to, because this noon slot, while we like the potential for hearing everybody, it actually works against
Guess-
me.
Yeah,
you know.
it's tough. Let me go
I
back and change
gotcha.
my schedule from that aspect and go from there.
I know you said something last week about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right, we'll see you. Bye,
Bye,
now.
everybody.